you ready to get on the hot seat with Wally George? Hang on for the wildest, most controversial talk show on television, featuring enthusiastic participation from our live studio audience and interviews with provocative newsmaker guests. And now, here he is, that hard-hitting, award-winning, conservative voice of television, Wally George!
We got a fantastic studio audience. How are you tonight, gang? Let me tell you, we have now exceeded our audience capacity. We now have added a fifth balcony, and we have 79,000 people here tonight. You know what? We're the first, and Geraldo and Donahue and Downey can all take a hike because we're going to be here because we're the originals. We'll be here when they're long gone. Yeah. Beware of impersonators, right? Beware of the imposters. Okay. All right, now, all across America, it's great to see you because we're here to help President Reagan and President-elect Bush make America even greater. That's right. Now, on the show tonight, we have some real lunatics. Now, we have Manuel Lopez, who's been on before, about a year ago. He's a Los Angeles attorney, and he defends illegal aliens. And Manuel is here tonight to argue with me because I say it's horrifying that these illegals now are taking good, high-paying jobs away from American citizens. And the way they're doing that is, you may have heard it in the papers and things, they are using phony IDs and phony Social Security cards, and they're stealing jobs from Americans, and I say it's got to stop. And we're also going to be talking about new legislation pending in Congress to make English the official language. And I say, if you're going to be an American citizen, if you're going to vote, no bilingual ballots. You learn to write and read and speak the English language. And then we have a real liberal lunatic here, Allan, who's a liberal activist, and he's here to debate me on welfare. He says that George Bush, when he comes into office next year, should have more welfare programs for the needy. I say we got to have less welfare. We got to cut down on the lazy loafers who are only on welfare because they're too lazy to go out and get a job. Okay. All right. And we'll have some questions from our great studio audience here. But first, it's time to introduce our great crew. In the booth, my director, the amazingly talented Kevin Little. Let's hear it for Kevin. Okay. Right here, my producer and my beautiful wife, Janice George. There she is. On the floor in his new leather jacket, Mike Goulding. Mikey. And I want a nice hand for our new security director. He's the head of dynamic protection, and he's my security leader, Bill Bancroft's here for Bill right there. Yeah, they do a good job. All right, now let's hold it down in the audience. Shh. Quiet in the audience, please. Everybody at home, crank up the volume. It's time for my commentary of the night. Well, hold it. Ronald Reagan is about to leave office, and I say we're going to miss him greatly. He's done so much to turn this country around and bring it back to morality and decency and dignity. Ronald Reagan brought us back to love of God and country, and he's made us proud to be Americans again. But there's one more thing that I want President Reagan to do, and I certainly hope he does it. He can go on television right away and announce that he is pardoning Oliver North. Now you know President Reagan has called Oliver North a hero, and he is. How then can the president allow Ollie North to go on trial as a criminal? It's insane. He is not a criminal. He was doing what had to be done for his country. There was certainly no criminal intent in trying to save the embattled Contras in Nicaragua. And if Ollie North does go on trial, the damage will be massive. Hundreds of top-secret documents will be exposed all over the world. Our national security will be in jeopardy. The presidency will be weakened. And so, Mr. President, it is time for you to make this bold, courageous move before you leave office. George Bush must not be sidetracked with endless questions about Iran-Contra his first 6 months in office. He must start off his presidency with a clean slate. So I say do it, Mr. President. You were right when you said Ollie North is a hero. He is. So pardon Oliver North and do it now. I'll be right back. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, thank you very much, and welcome back, everybody, to Hot Seat. Don't forget, all you people who are watching us here in Southern California, we're on the air every... Birthday to you. Wait a minute. Happy birthday to you. Wally. Happy birthday, dear Wally. Happy birthday to you. Come over here, Janice. Okay. Hey. Happy birthday! See what it says? Happy 39th. How about that, huh? Here you are, Janice. Let's see this! Okay, hey, thank you very much. Hey, I'll tell you, it's going to really kill me once I reach 40. What do you think? Thank you, Janice. Thank you, Mike. And thanks, everybody. Yeah, this is our birthday party. It was supposed to be a surprise, but now it's no longer. Thanks very much. And now let's go to the audience. Come on out here, and we will get our first question. Can I have your name and your question?
My name's Reed Nielsen, and I was wondering, are you going to vote for President Quayle in '96?
Well, I'll tell you, I am sick and tired of all the bashing that Dan Quayle is getting from the media. How about you, huh? Yeah! Here's this young guy. Sure, he's young, but he's spent 2 terms in Congress, 2 terms in the United States Senate, as much as John F. Kennedy has had. He has the same experience when Kennedy went in as president. He didn't have any more experience than Dan Quayle has, and they're bashing the heck out of him, and I say that's ludicrous and ridiculous. And yes, I say that Dan Quayle is going to be a fine vice president for 8 years, and after 8 years of George Bush, we're going to have 8 years of Dan Quayle. Okay. And I say, you know, it's about time we had good young leaders in the Republican Party, don't you think? Yes.
I'm all for that, Wally. My name's Tom Norton from Arcadia, and I just wanted to know just how you felt that we have kept the Democrats quiet about our stealth fighter for the last 7 years. It's a Democratic project.
Right.
And these Republicans have kept it quiet for the last 8 years. Do you think we can do it for another 8?
We have to keep it very, very quiet. And anybody who leaks military secrets, I say it's treason, and they should shoot them on sight. And I say, onward with SDI and onward with the stealth bomber.
Yeah!
Okay. Yes. Next. Okay. Let's go to our next questioner. Yes, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Philip Beal from Torrance.
Yes, Philip.
And I was wondering, are you going to invite Ronald Reagan on your show when he retires? After he leaves office?
I would love to have, and as a matter of fact, this is an open invitation when President Reagan comes down here to live. Hey, let's have a party and honor Ronald Reagan, huh? Yeah! We'll do it. I'll be right back. Wally George here with the Hot Seat Show. And don't forget, you people watching us here in Southern California, remember, we're on the air every day, Monday through Friday here in Southern California only for the Hot Seat Hotline. You can call me on the phone. I do a commentary every day, and then we take your phone calls with your questions and comments. So join us here in Southern California at 4:30, Monday through Friday, KDOC TV 56 for the Hot Seat Hotline. Now, it's time for my first guest of the evening. He's been here before, and he's an attorney in Los Angeles who defends illegal aliens. Now, his name is Manuel Lopez, and so, when you're an attorney defending illegal aliens, obviously he's defending criminals, right? Yeah! Now, let me tell you something, Emmanuel. The reason I have you back on this chair because you are so close to your pals, the illegals. Your friends, the illegal aliens, are stealing, not low-paying jobs. The last time I had you on my show, you said, Wally, the only jobs the illegals are taking are jobs that Americans don't want anyway. Well, now, Manuel, it's a different story, isn't it? Yeah! It's a different story because in the Herald Examiner and the LA Times, they have revealed that your illegal alien friends are pouring across the border. They're getting phony documents, phony IDs, and so forth, and social security cards and so forth, and they're taking good-paying jobs away from American citizens. And I say that's got to stop. Okay. Now, how do you answer that?
Well, you're right, Wally. It is a different deal. 3 million of my friends are now legal.
Your friends are criminals, right?
It's in the same way that you're celebrating your birthday. I'm here to celebrate the fact that this country, as a leader of the free world, has shown again an example for the entire world to follow. We legalized 3 million undocumented persons over the last year. And I think it is a different story now because these people came out of the shadows now. They can now apply for jobs without any kind of fear of being exploited.
Hold on. These are only the ones who were granted amnesty for those who were already here. But I'm talking about the thousands who are still flowing across the border illegally, who have no amnesty, who are flowing across the border, getting illegal documents, and taking jobs away from American citizens. That sucks, doesn't it? I'm not talking about the ones who were granted amnesty. I'm talking about the ones who continue to come across the border, who have no amnesty, who are criminally here in the United States, illegally here, taking good jobs, high-paying jobs away from American citizens. How can you possibly defend that?
Well, it's only sensationalism because the Immigration Service says that they have stemmed the flow of the tide of the undocumented persons, that the amnesty program and the Immigration Reform Act has worked.
You're crazy, Manuel. He must be snorting Ajax or something. Obviously, I have just talked to Harold Ezel of the INS, and we have not stopped the flow of illegal aliens. They're pouring across the border.
He must be talking on both sides of his mouth, because the public statements that he made was that the Immigration Reform Act has worked and that there's very few people coming here.
That's wrong, Manuel.
I think it's only picking on Hispanic people or undocumented persons to try to irresponsibly lie about the true conditions. The true conditions are that there are very few people coming across at this point because they.
You're wrong, Manuel.
They can't work.
Read my lips. You're wrong. They are coming across the border, and they're do you think it's okay for these illegal criminals to be taking jobs away by using phony IDs? Do you condone these people using fake ID cards and fake Social Security cards and all that?
I think it's worse to deceive the American people and take the jobs to Korea. It's worse to take all our jobs to Korea, Japan, and Taiwan. That's the real problem. That's the reason these people don't have a job, because all the jobs.
Hold on, Manuel. The reason some Americans don't have jobs is
they're on welfare.
Is because those jobs are taken by illegal aliens. Now, I say this, Manuel.
The jobs are taken by illegal corporations importing cars and appliances and all kinds of products from abroad. Why don't we keep the jobs here, keep the people here, and let everybody have a decent job?
I agree with that. Hey, I agree with that. Let's keep the jobs here, but let's keep them for American citizens. I say this, illegal aliens who are caught working in jobs illegally, we should toss their buns back across the border where they came from. And I say this also, any employers who are caught hiring illegals, knowingly hiring illegals, I say let's fine them $100,000 and toss their buns in jail for 2 years. Now, how do you feel about applying sanctions against employers who hire illegals knowingly and willingly hiring illegal aliens?
I think we're shooting ourselves in the foot, because we need immigrants that work at a reasonable wage.
Hey, well, you guys are shooting us in the butt. What do you think?
And if we don't have people working at a reasonable rate, we cannot compete with the markets from abroad, and consequently we're doing our economy under. And the trade deficit is due to the fact that we're buying products abroad. Why don't we produce the products here, and why don't we keep our American industry going and our American people employed? It's deceiving the public to blame the undocumented people, blame the corporations that take the jobs abroad. That's what the problem is.
No, I blame the corporations who are hiring illegal aliens because they can pay them less money.
What kind of jobs are they doing? Cleaning toilets, picking strawberries?
Get out of here. They're not. Manuel. That's a big. Manuel, hold it. That's a big smokescreen that you're saying now, because the word
It's a bigger smokescreen to blame the undocumented for the problem in the economy.
Manuel, they are not cleaning toilets. They're not doing stoop labor. They are now taking jobs.
How many American citizens do you know that clean toilets and pick fruit? Very few.
Well, Manuel, what I'm trying to tell you is, get your mind out of the toilet for a minute. Now, what I'm trying to tell you is they're not. Hold on, they're not just doing.
It must be a royal flush that you're after.
Oh, royal flush. Oh, big. Hey, folks. That's a little illegal alien humor. What do you think?
When all else fails, you have to resort to humor, and I must say.
Hey, when all else fails, I'll kick your butt off the set. But the thing that I'm saying, Manuel, yes, you fail. You're tap dancing all around this issue. I say yes, let's keep the jobs in America, but you can't tell me it's right for employers to be hiring illegal aliens who are not legally in this country over legal citizens. Is that right? How can you say that it's right to hire illegal aliens over legal American citizens? How can you say that that's right?
Well, the problem is that the American citizens are working for higher wages. The undocumented, the immigrants work for a more reasonable wage, and the people that run the big corporations are not idiots. These people know that to compete, they have to keep the cost down in manufacturing, and the only way to do it
is to hire illegal aliens.
Keep the wages. They have to keep the wages down, and that's the reason we can't compete with Japan, Korea, or Taiwan, or any of these other countries.
I don't care about that. All I care about is protecting the American citizen, and I don't want any illegals in this country taking good, high-paying jobs away from legal American citizens. I say it's wrong. We must protect those jobs for our own people. And while we're on the subject, Manuel, the other thing that I want to talk to you about is pending legislation in Congress that would make English the official language in the United States of America, where you must speak, read, and write the English language. And I'm supporting that, Manuel. I'm against anything bilingual. No more bilingual ballots. If people want to vote in this country, they learn to read the English language or they don't vote at all. How do you answer that?
I think it's a serious mistake to legislate in the field of language. The Nazis legislated in the...
Oh, now he's calling me a Nazi. I might have known. Now you're trying to compare me to a Nazi?
Whenever you mix language and politics, you ruin the language. The Germans ruined the German language, which is very beautiful. And if we politicize the English language, which is unnecessary because English is the official language by custom and tradition.
Mandatorily, it must be. Mandatorily. And I say, Manuel, hey, if you move to France and you want to become a French citizen, what do? You got to learn how to speak French. If you move to China, you got to learn to speak China. If you move to Mexico, you got to speak Spanish, right? So I say, it's only should be this. If you come to America, you damn well better speak English. I'll be right back. We're back. Wally George here with the Hot Seat Show. We're here every Saturday night, 11 to 12 midnight. Tell all your friends and be here with us. A brand new show every week, gang. Yeah! Now, my guest is Los Angeles attorney Manuel Lopez, who defends illegal aliens. Now, Manuel, why should it be any different from any other country? As I stated a few moments ago before we took our break, in any other country, if you go in to become a citizen and live there, you've got to learn their language. Now, if I go to Mexico, they're not going to print the ballot in English for my privilege, will they? You've got to learn to speak Spanish. So why shouldn't we make it the law of the land that you've got to learn to read and speak English before you can vote, before you can become a citizen?
Because it ignores history. Spanish has been spoken here for 4 centuries.
I don't care. It's 1988 now, Manuel. I don't care. Hey, we may have spoke Spanish here 200 years ago, but now this is the United States of America, and we speak English in this country.
At the time the Pilgrims came, Spanish had been spoken for 80 years already.
You were probably there to greet them personally. Yes. What do you think?
And also, I think you're mistaken about France. I mean, anywhere you go now, you speak English. If you go to France, one of their main complaints, the Académie Française, is the fact that McDonald's and all these other people have taken over France, and they anglicized French.
But Manuel, they don't print their ballots in French. In Mexico, they print their ballots in Spanish. In China, they print them in Chinese. They don't do anything for us. So I say, it's really an honor to be...
It's a beautiful part of our system that we go to the trouble to allow people to work.
We got too much trouble.
And to vote.
No, I say it's an honor. It's a privilege to be a citizen in this country. It's a privilege to vote.
It's a right to vote.
No, it's an honor and a privilege. And if you're going to vote...
It's a constitutional right by the Constitution.
But listen, if you're going to become a citizen in this country, that is an honor and a privilege granted to people who come here. And to grant that privilege, I think the least they can do is to learn to speak the English language.
I have no quarrel with people learning English. The bilingual educational program is only a temporary program. It assumes that a person will eventually learn English and get off the program.
I'm talking about the bilingual ballot right now.
Okay, it's for people that don't speak English perfectly right now.
Then they shouldn't vote. They learn to...
That's ridiculous. It's like a poll
You're
tax.
ridiculous, isn't he? Anybody who's going to vote...
It's more important to vote than to pass a proficiency test in language.
No, you don't vote unless you can read English. Because in the first place, it doesn't make any sense at all. Because
there are some people that speak English that can't read it. What are you going to do with them?
Manuel, it's so ridiculous
you can deny them the right to vote?
you get people who are going in there and they're voting for candidates and they're voting for propositions and things on the ballot.
And those propositions are very complex. I mean,
and they can't understand them, so why should they vote?
It's difficult for the people that speak English to understand those propositions.
But I'm saying it's a hell of a lot worse.
So this whole thing is a ludicrous proposition as far as I'm concerned.
The whole thing is, no, it's not ludicrous. The whole thing is very basic. Number one, if you come over here illegally, you get kicked back where you come from. Number two, if you want to become a citizen, you learn to read and write and speak the English language. Okay, let's go to the audience now and take some questions.
My name's Dave. I'm from Fullerton.
Okay, Dave. Okay, Dave, what's your question?
A question for you. The unemployment rate right now in the United States is really low. And there's something I want you to think about. There's families out there, you say they won't clean the toilets and pick the fruit, but I bet you they would support their families right now.
Yeah, absolutely right. And I'll tell you, and what he's saying makes a lot of sense, Manuel, because there are people who have jobs as illegal aliens who are doing much better jobs than cleaning toilets. They're doing construction work. They're working in factories. They're working in restaurants and in stores and so forth, where they're getting paid $25,000, $30,000 a year, and they're here illegally. That job should go to a legal American citizen. Go ahead, yes.
My name's Tom Mason, and I'm talking for everyone from Fullerton here. Hey, we Americans, we fought for this land. We deserve this land, man. You know, it's ours. It's no right for them to come over illegally and take our jobs, man. No,
That's right.
What about my kids in the future, man? I need a good job too, man. I'm working in high school, man, right now. I'm working my butt off right now.
Yeah, right on. How about that, Manuel?
And I want to go to college, man. And I want a good job, dude, you know.
And you want American citizens to get first rights over illegals, don't you? Okay, how do you answer that? Go ahead, Manuel.
Well, actually, you know, the marketplace will take care of itself. The people that are qualified to do the jobs will do them. And if you're good enough to do a job, you'll get the job.
Right.
That's all there is to it.
All right, next question.
You have nothing to be afraid of.
All right, next. Yes.
My name's Rick Vadas. I'm running for Irvine. And I just want to say, in order to graduate and go to college, I have to learn 2 years of Spanish. I don't plan on living in Mexico. I plan on living in America.
For you. At least you'll be culturally advantaged.
I don't want the cultural advantage. I want to take other classes. I plan on living in America. I don't plan on going to Mexico to learn my living.
Maybe Mexico will come to you and you'll have to learn Spanish.
I don't have no. Mexico's not coming.
Are you saying that you're thinking about another Mexican-American war?
No, I'm thinking of a positive thing, of a North American common market wherein Mexico, the United States, and Canada will be cooperating to straighten the economies of all three countries, wherein American products will be sold in Mexico, Mexican products will be sold here, and Canadian products will be sold in all three places. And I think instead of a war, we should get together and straighten our economies and take care of our people in this hemisphere. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm Paul Leonard from Harbor City, and I don't think that if you're an immigrant, if you're illegal, get back, get out of here. I worked since I was 12 years old. Where did your parents
come from originally? Or,
I'm sorry?
Does your family have roots in Europe or someplace?
Born and raised here. If you're an immigrant, go back. If you're illegal, go back.
They
If you
should
have
be
the
here.
legal right to be here, that's fine. Get a job. I've worked since I was 12 years old, 26. I've had to work hard for my job. I don't want to compete with any
And you
Mexican
don't want some illegal
or-
alien taking your job
Right.
away, do you?
Right. I work hard enough for my money.
Let me say this.
I don't think that any kind of an alien, legal or illegal, can take your job. You sound like a very good hard worker.
Oh, he's trying to bribe this guy.
It's hard enough for me to get a job with experience.
Next, yes. Trying to brainwash my audience now. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
My name's Paul V. from Temple City,
Yes,
and
Paul.
I think that you should move back to Mexico and never set your foot on the United States again.
You're making an assumption. I was born in Texas, and Texas very proudly would take you on, for that kind of an ignorant comment.
Well, let me ask you. Let me say this, Manuel. Nobody should ever.
And my father was also born in Texas, and my grandmother and his great-grandmother, they're all in Texas.
Hold it. Hold it. Nobody wants to send anybody back anywhere.
If you want to send me back to Texas, I'll be happy to
Manuel,
go back
hold
there.
on. Hold on, Manuel. Nobody wants to send anybody back anywhere who is here legally. If you're in this country as a legal American citizen, every color, every race, every creed is welcome. But I say, if you're here illegally, you have no right to be in this country. And I say, we got to kick them out of here, and we got to make sure that any employers who hire illegal aliens over American citizens go to jail. And Manuel, you're out of here. Seat, our 6th year on television. Okay, and I want to tell you, I appreciate the great help we get every week here. We have a great crew here at KDOC TV 56, and I could never have lasted this many years without our crew. Let's hear it for KDOC and the great crew. Yeah. They do a great job. They're a great crew, and we are grateful to them. And now we continue, and I want to remind you, wherever you are across America, we love to hear from you. Write to me. We read, Janice and I go through the mail every day. I read every single letter. If you'd like a free autographed picture, personally autographed to you, I'll be glad to send one out to you. Just let me know. And, hey, maybe you'd like to come down and challenge me sometime and debate me on the hot seat some Saturday night. Let me know if you're over 18. Maybe we'll invite you to come down and sit on the hot seat and debate me. Maybe, if you got the guts, okay? Or if you would like to receive my new magazine, Victory Magazine, which I'm publishing, Janice is my associate editor. It's a new hard-hitting, conservatively oriented magazine called Victory. It's coming out the first week in January, and all we ask you to do is to send us $10 for postage and handling. It's a quarterly, and we'll send it to you for a whole year so you can get our new magazine, Victory Magazine. Okay. And now, if you want to come down here for a taping of Hot Seat, if you're in the Los Angeles area, we tape the show every Wednesday evening about 6 o'clock. If you want to come on down here, the numbers are on your screen right now. Just call these numbers any day, Monday through Friday, between 8:30 in the morning and 5:30 in the evening. Give your name and your telephone number and how many tickets you want, and we'll invite you to come down for a taping of Hot Seat, okay? Now, in the 213 area code, it's 464-61111. 464-6111. And get ready, gang. In the 714 area code, our world-famous number, it's 999. 999. 999. 999. One more time, a real big one, 999. Okay, right in there. Okay. Those are the numbers to call. Now, we have with us tonight, we haven't seen this liberal lunatic for quite a while. He's back with us after about a year's absence. His name is Allan Dollison. He's a liberal activist, and he says he wants us to cut back on our military budget and spend more on welfare. Come on. Now, Allan,
Now wait a minute. You have to define welfare. You have to define welfare in two terms. Are you for military welfare, like when we pay money to General Dynamics to take care of the president's dog?
Oh, come on.
That's a fact. General Dynamics built the Pentagon over.
Don't point your stupid finger at me. I'm the only one who points on this show, right?
It billed General Dynamics over $2,000 to take care of the president of General Dynamics' dog in a dog kennel.
I don't want to hear all this
now,
stupid stuff.
How much protection
What I'm saying is, you liberals want to cut back on national defense like you want to cut back on SDI, on the stealth bomber, and you want more social programs, more welfare. I say we got to have less welfare because a lot of your liberal friends who are on welfare are only on welfare not because they're needy, it's because they're too damn lazy to get a job.
That's true. Wally, we have to face the fact that our American economy has grown and has changed in such a fashion that the regular old high school diploma no longer guarantees
we also
somebody
have to face
a good
the fact
job.
that you're a nitwit.
The majority of the people that are on welfare today, would like to work, but they don't have the proper training, and therefore the Reagan administration's answer to them was to cut back on job training programs, so these people can't get jobs.
Ronald Reagan.
If we spend more money on job training programs, these people will be able to work and will be able to contribute.
Don't you understand, Allan? You hold on.
It's a known fact. In the state of Massachusetts, they sponsored a program
Hey,
called
you're
the
arguing a
Employment.
monologue here. It's a two-way dialogue here. Now I'm going to answer you. Don't you understand that there's a great majority of people who are collecting welfare who don't want job training? They don't want jobs. They want handouts, don't they? Hold on. On ABC television, I saw several people from the welfare department who were interviewed, and they said that they came up with job after job after job for these welfare recipients, and the welfare recipients told her they didn't want the jobs, they wanted their welfare check. Now these are the kind of people.
Well, that's hearsay. Number
hearsay?
one,
come on. Your stuff is hearsay.
You didn't explain to me what types of jobs were being offered to these people. Were they flipping hamburgers
I
for
don't care.
$4.25 an hour? Were they flipping hamburgers for $4.25 an hour?
Wait a minute. What's wrong with flipping hamburgers? Better to flip a hamburger than collect a welfare check, isn't it?
Wally, if you have a job flipping hamburgers for $4.25 an hour, if you work 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year, you will earn approximately $7,000 a year. Now you tell me how you're going to support even yourself on $7,000 a year.
You mean to tell me that you can get more on welfare?
I'm saying that there are certain programs, because people deserve a home over their head and they deserve food in their mouth.
I don't care if they get $7,000 or $8,000 or $10,000 a year flipping hamburgers. I say any American who has I say any American who has any pride would rather flip hamburgers than take a welfare check for the rest of their lives.
You can't support yourself on a job like that.
You can't support them on welfare either.
You can.
Do you know how? You cannot.
You can. Why can't we sponsor? Listen, this is not the issue. I don't think people should be on welfare. People should be able to work. They should be able to get the proper kinds of job training. We have an educational system where half of everybody that goes into high school as a freshman drops out and does not get a degree. Now, these people cannot get jobs to adequately support themselves or families.
They can get jobs, Allan.
No.
Yes, they can. All they have to do is open the classifieds. Have you looked at the classified section? Yeah. There are literally hundreds and hundreds of jobs available.
And they require
but these
training.
people don't. What's that?
They require proper training, college degrees, resumes that the average person who receives welfare does not have.
You're nuts, Allan. I see jobs in the classified sections for used car salesmen. I see them for
that require experience in used car sales, and if the
no,
person's
they don't. they
And
will
if the
train you on the job.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Most jobs require experience.
You know, there was a lady who interviewed a so-called homeless person who was living out of a cardboard box, and I saw it on live television. And they interviewed this
More
person.
hearsay.
No, this is true on live television. And they asked the guy. The reporter said, "You know, what a shame that you have been reduced to this terrible thing of living out of a cardboard box. What happened?" And the guy looked up and said, "I like living in a cardboard box." So you see, Allan, the answer is...
Now, do you think that everybody that lives in a cardboard box likes living in a cardboard box?
But
That's not true. Let me ask you
But
this.
hold on, Allan.
If you don't have a home, have you ever seen a job application where you do not have to put your address?
Let's
If you
go
don't
back to
even
the
have a
cardboard
home,
box.
you can't even get a job.
Hold on,
If you
hold
don't
on.
even have a home,
Allan,
you could not get a job.
Let's go
You
back
know
to the
that's a
cardboard
fact.
boxes. I say, for society, for the good of America, we should put you in a cardboard box for the rest of your life. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and welcome back, everybody. We'll get to our final guest of the evening in just a moment, but right now, I want to remind you people who are watching us here in Southern California, every Monday night, I'm on the radio on KLAC, that fine country music station. Every Monday night from 7 until 10, we talk to you on the phone on the Wally George Great American Radio Show. So join me every Monday night from 7 until 10 on KLAC 57 or 570 on the AM dial, and I'll be on this Monday night from 7 until 10 taking your phone calls on KLAC, okay? So join me. And right now it's time for my final guest of the evening, and this is really sick. Oh, yeah. She's here to debate me on the very controversial new abortion pill, which may be coming up very soon, and other things. She is a female professional wrestler. She's a real sicko. This is Queen Kong. Come on. Where is she? Where is she? Oh, come on. Pull your microphone in there. Put your microphone in. Yeah. Hey. Hey, hold on. How many of you think? Hey, how many of you think this is a female impersonator? Now hold on.
Hey.
Hold.
I haven't had no boob job.
Oh. Now hold on. Hold on, Queenie. Now, hold it. Hold it, gang. You're still a professional wrestler, right?
Absolutely.
Do you go walking down the street dressed like that all the time?
I dress like this all the time because it's so beautiful.
Oh. Hold.
It's very feminine.
Now, you're here primarily to debate me on a very sensitive subject. We're talking about this new so-called abortion pill that might be coming into America. It's in France now. It's in China. And I say, how in the world could you be in favor of a woman taking an abortion pill to kill her child? That's sick, isn't it?
Yeah! Give me a break.
How could you?
Hey, now, Wally, abortion is here to stay.
Oh!
Now, you know, they tried to stop abortions. Now, hold on. Use your brains for a minute. They They tried to stop abortion for 200 years. Did they do any good?
Well, what I'm trying to tell you, don't you know what an abortion pill is? I mean, it's only poisoning. Hold down the audience, please. It's only poisoning a little unborn baby and killing it. Are you for the killing of unborn babies?
No, I'm for the right to life, just like those pro-lifers. But you know what? I want life to be better. I want women to get better, more money, so they can afford to have children. How about that, Wally?
Oh, okay. Oh, sure.
Yeah. How about education system that's better for children, so we can bring children into this world, so we're not ashamed to bring children into this world.
How can you possibly be talking about making things better for women when you have set women back 100 years? What do you think?
Sure I have more. Hey, you know what, Wally? There's no man that's going to stop me from having an abortion.
Hey, you know what? Speaking about that, it's kind of ludicrous for her to come down to be talking about she's against abortion. There's no way that she's ever going to get pregnant.
I have a 20-year-old son, and I'm very proud that I have been a mother and a good mother.
You mean to tell me that you got some man to marry you?
I have the best husband in the whole world.
Are you married now?
I'm married. I'm happily married. I have a man who worships the ground I walk on.
Oh, worse.
That's right.
Hey, you know what she had to do? She probably had to put a half Nelson on him and drag him to the altar.
Some men like intelligent women to tell them what to do.
Oh, so hey, can you imagine? Can you imagine being married to this kind of a thing here?
Let's get back to this pill. Now, do you really think they're going to stop? They're not going to ever stop that pill. If they legalize it or they don't legalize it and they bring it here, it's going to come here to this country.
What I'm telling you, the whole thing that I've been trying to say since you came on here is I am against the killing of little unborn children. And I say, whether it's an abortion or whether it's an abortion pill, it's still killing a living little unborn baby.
Well, I totally disagree with you, Wally. I think that women should have the right to bring life into this world in better conditions. Women who get abortions are forced to have that choice because they can't afford to have a baby.
Women who have abortions a lot of times are just using it as a contraceptive, aren't they? You're for the right to life. Well, so then what about the right to life of the unborn child?
I am for the right to life to an unborn child to come into a decent world where it doesn't cost $200,000 to raise a kid, where you have decent education systems. If those pro-lifers want to stop abortion, why don't they make life better? So we want to bring children into this world.
Well, are you making, hey, do you think she's making life any better?
Yeah!
We got 1 minute.
Hey, listen, Wally. The government, men run the against abortion laws. How'd you like to be pregnant? I want to see you with a 15-pound watermelon on your belly.
Oh, come on.
Come on, all you wimpy men. Hey, listen. 1 hour on the delivery table, you'll change your little teeny mind.
Hey, what is this girl over here? What is this girl over here?
Now listen.
Come on, sit down.
I run a business.
Sit down in the chair.